Hello everyone. This video is to describe how to register, join, and participate in an online course in McMaster Continuing Education short courses and McMaster Learning 55 plus courses. Let's start from the beginning at registration. All registrations are done through our website, shortcourses.mcmaster.ca, or for 55 plus, shortcourses.mcmaster.ca/learn55. So when I enter the website, I'm able to choose the category of course I'm interested in, or alternatively, I can look at all of the courses offered in the menu up here. So I'm going to look at all Learning 55 plus courses. Here you'll see photos and the titles of all the courses we're offering in the upcoming term. By clicking on View Course Info or the course picture, you're able to see the details of that course. Here you'll see the title, the start date, the time that the course runs. All courses are live with a facilitator at the time listed. The price, the number of weeks. So in this case, while the series starts on May 13th, it does run every Wednesday, so May 13th, 20th, and 27th, each day at 2 to 3:30. You'll also find a brief description, as well as the facilitator of the course. So say I've decided on this course, I'm going to click on Add to Cart. Here I'll get a little notification saying that that was successful. I can view my cart here, or by clicking on this yellow square up at the top. But say I'm not quite finished yet. I'm going to look at what short courses are offered as well. Similarly, I'm able to see all the titles of the upcoming courses, as well as the dates offered. I can find a little bit more information about the course I'm interested in by clicking on the picture. For short courses, each one generally is 1, maybe 2 sessions. So it will just be usually a single date and time here. In this case, I want to bring a friend or family member, so I'm going to register for 2 people for this course, and then add to cart. Now that I'm done browsing, I'm going to go view my cart. And here I'm able to confirm the courses that I am purchasing. So I've chosen my Learning 55 plus course, as well as this short course, which happens to be free for 2 people. It'll show me the subtotal and total, including tax. And if I'm satisfied with this, I'm going to click Proceed to Checkout. Here, first thing, I'll be asked for a coupon, but if you don't have a coupon code, just ignore that. And just like making any purchase online, you'll be asked for your billing details. Anything with a red asterisk is mandatory. You'll be asked for your typical contact information, as well as your phone and email address, just so we know how to contact you and to send you any pre-course materials. For each course, you'll be asked to fill in the first name, last name, and email of the person attending. Particularly if you've purchased more than one registration, this is helpful to make sure that each person attending gets the pre-course information and any follow-up associated with it. As you scroll down further, finally you'll come to payment information. Here we highly recommend using either Visa or MasterCard. You'll enter your credit card number, the expiry, and the security code. Please do also double check that your address listed on the registration matches the address on the card you're trying to use. Here you can review our terms and conditions, and once you've read and agreed to them, clicking on this checkbox here, and then clicking on Place Order. Immediately after you register, this following screen will come up. It will clearly confirm your order and give you the Zoom link along with the date and time of the courses that you've registered. In this example, I just purchased the one course, but if you purchase more than one, all the information would be listed here. At that same time, you'll also receive 2 emails within a couple minutes of making your purchase. The first email will be an invoice, again just detailing the price you paid for your courses. The second email will be your ticket, and this one's very important. You'll be able to spot this one because it will have a subject line ticket, and it will come from either the Short Courses program account, which is mceshort@mcmaster.ca, or the Learning 55 Plus program account, which is learn55@mcmaster.ca. This ticket email, again, is going to have the date and time of your session, the ticket holder, the price you paid, and finally the Zoom link to join. We highly recommend adding this to your calendar if you use an electronic calendar, or copying and pasting, just making note of this Zoom link so that when the date and time comes, you have this link handy to join your meeting. You won't get any further reminders, so please do add this to your calendar. Another thing that we recommend doing is testing Zoom and downloading it to your computer before the date of your actual course. So most of our short courses and Learning 55 Plus are offered through the Zoom platform, either through a meeting or a webinar. So things will look a little bit different depending, but there's a lot of similarities. So once again, we recommend that you test and download before the actual day, which can be done using this link here, mcmaster.zoom.us/test. By clicking on this, it's going to mimic actually opening a meeting, but there's no one on the other end. And it will walk you through testing your audio settings to be able to be sure that you can hear your facilitator and also speak to the facilitator and let them hear you before the day of the session. So again, we highly recommend this. This next section talks about actually attending your course. So once the date of your actual course rolls around, please find your Zoom link from your ticket and just click on that link to join. When prompted, select Open Zoom or Download Zoom if you hadn't actually tested it beforehand. We also wanted to note you may wait a minute or two just in a waiting room, especially if you arrive a couple minutes early, which we recommend you do. But you'll be added once the instructor or host actually starts the meeting, so please don't be alarmed if you're asked to wait a minute before the course starts. This next section will talk about Zoom menu options and kind of what to expect about joining your meeting. So to do this, let's actually join a test meeting here. So like I mentioned, here's where you'll be prompted to either open Zoom or to download and run Zoom if you don't have it yet on your computer. I'm going to open it. Might take a minute here. And here we go into the meeting. In the main area here, you'll be able to see the content that your instructor is sharing with you. So in many cases, this will be a slide deck like I can see right now, or perhaps you might see a video of your instructor speaking to you. So down here in the black pane are all of the features in Zoom that you'll need to participate in your course. First things first is mute. This is where you can either mute or unmute yourself. So right now the green bar is moving up and down. The system is recognizing my voice. The facilitator on the other end will be able to hear me. If I do not want to be heard, I can press this button and I'll be muted. And a little dialog box comes up just reminding me that I am muted. So in most cases, you will be automatically muted as you enter your course, but you'll be asked to unmute yourself occasionally to participate, which I'll get into a bit later. Similarly with video, your video will be, if video features are being used in your course, your video will automatically be turned off in all likelihood. But in some occasions, you may be asked if you're comfortable to start video, in which case your facilitator and the other participants will be able to see you. Next feature that you'll need is chat. So if I click here into chat, it will open up a group chat box. So I can move this over to the side if it's letting me not see the slides that are being presented. And here, just like any messaging app, I can message everyone, so your facilitator and host and all participants, or specific people. And again, you may be asked to participate in this way as well. Next, I want to go over a couple things that might go wrong and how to troubleshoot them. So again, hopefully you've looked at that test, hopefully before the day of your course, you've looked at that test site and be prompted to test both your microphone and speaker functionality. If on the day of your course something is going wrong, there's a little arrow button right beside the mute and start video, which opens up the audio options or the video options if it's the video one. Here you'll be able to select the different inputs for your microphone and speaker. So in my case, I'm using headphones with a built-in microphone. If there are multiple options here and your sound is not working appropriately, you may need to choose another option. So for example, if you're trying to use Bluetooth headphones, the system might not recognize that. You might have to select your Bluetooth headphones here in order to connect it to the app. Again, you can test here if that is something that is helpful. The Zoom system is really great at walking you through step by step. If you can't hear, so We do recommend joining the meeting by computer audio if you're given the choice. Sometimes you'll have the choice between computer audio and phone audio. So we always recommend trying out computer first, as the sound quality does tend to be a little bit better. If you're having trouble with that, an option that exists is to switch to phone audio. So if you click this, dial-in numbers will be displayed. So you'll be using your cell phone or landline to call one of these numbers to hear what your presenter is saying. But again, just kind of a last attempt kind of approach there. And finally, we want to talk about a few tips about how to maximize your experience and participation within your course. So again, I've mentioned a couple of times now the importance of testing the Zoom system beforehand. We really recommend that you do that. In terms of muting, so I mentioned before too, in most cases you will be muted as you enter the meeting. Your host or instructor for each course is going to describe how to best participate for the class type and size, because this will differ a little bit just depending. So if you wish to participate, you'll likely have to unmute yourself. You'll participate in your course, and we recommend that you, after you finish speaking, you mute yourself again, just to minimize any background noise. I think we all might have something in our house that makes noise, whether it be a TV or pets or doorbells or kids or anything like that, just to minimize distractions to the rest of the class. Another feature you may be asked to use is the raise hand function. So similar to an in-person classroom, you can click on this raise hand button to virtually raise your hand. Here the instructor will then invite you to speak, but they'll let you know about how to use this beforehand. And then finally, for larger classes, you may be asked to participate by the chat box. So again, as I showed before, you'd click on chat, the chat dialog box would open, and you'd be able to type any questions or comments there. And then the host or the instructor will read out the responses to your responses and then answer any questions. This is primarily used in very large classes just to minimize that background noise. So we hope you found this information helpful. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our program accounts, which are listed here for both short courses and Learning 55+. Thanks, and we hope you enjoy your course.